never had second thoughts. No, it didn't. God made
I'm Jan T. Duke. I'm from Columbus, Mississippi. Actually, Hamilton. I live here now. Born and raised in Columbus. I was in search of, just songs and people and songwriters, wanting to actually, get someone to work with me, about my music and songs and recording. Been to the studio several times, but I was searching for, people that was interested in writing songs and, and really had a desire to do that. But endless hours just searching online for that, and people, being turned down and, not being able to find someone and make contact with it. I was about ready to give up. I was tired, and then one night, I happened to come across this young man on Facebook, which was, his name was Zay Nova from Indonesia. And he was trying to sell his songs and things. And I listened to his music, and even though I couldn't understand a word he was saying, just I felt in my spirit that he needed help. And so I managed to contact him, and then sometime later we spoke and got together about songwriting. And after contacting him, we spoke. We were trying to communicate, and it was a little difficult, with the language barrier. But we got past that, and I asked him. I spoke to the young man. I said, "Is this what you really want to do?" He said, "Yes." Since when he was a little boy, people asked him, "What do you want to do?" He said, "I want to be a songwriter." So he had the desire and had the drive and the motivation and the background, We eventually started to work together. I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm going to make you famous." But he was trying to sell his songs, and I said, "Why do you want to do that? You don't want to do that." He said that he felt like he was hopeless and at his end of his rope, and because people wouldn't work with him either, and he had such a hard time doing that. But as time moved on, we had came to an understanding and began to communicate really well, and started writing songs. I would pitch some to him and stuff that I had, and we'd talk and discuss, the language and the correct way to, get the songs prepared, so that he could get his language across. People would understand what he was saying and trying to communicate. And through several years, he grew and became just an outstanding songwriter and artist.
What happens to us now? The world will decide. And whatever you do, don't let it push you over the side. Keep your head above the water and learn how to swim.
And I didn't know at the time when I did that, and told him, I said, "I've got a song for you," and pulled it out of my vault. But when he read that and he heard that, it was like, it just, OMG, it just connected with it down to his soul at its core. And that started the beginning of the album, and which the song there was "Keep Your Head Above the Water."
Don't drown in a bottle or play the fool's crazy game. Try to live the best that you can, 'cause it'll all go down the drain.
the way I wrote it again is to keep your head above the water, water, oh, learn how to swim. But when he heard that, he said, "Oh, I like that." But he turned around and took it and made it his own, and it became the anthem of the album, and the complete album centered around "Keep Your Head Above the Water." Well, the struggles in life, you know, and no matter what you do, you're always trying to, you know, you're working hard, you're doing things, but life has a way of, you know, preventing you from reaching your goals, and sometimes it's hard to really move forward and do things because of that. And I've been down that road, you know, and was wanting help and needing help, desiring, trying to get stuff done, and it wasn't available to me either. It wouldn't happen. But it's just a song that I really felt it from, you know, inside my spirit was, you know, telling me, you know, don't give up. And that's why I wrote it, was to instead of drowning and, you know, and quitting, I'm not a quitter, you know, I get back up again. And I wrote that song.
Keep your head above the water.